Yeah, it is unfortunate that during this pandemic, many families are actually surrendering their pets, and whether for economic reasons they can't afford to keep their animals any longer. We're out here with Councilman Harrison, and we're scoping out where we're going to put 2 trailers. Right now, there's way too many animals in the animal shelter. It's too small for the needs of the city. So we have to expand our services. But our animal control officers and our nonprofit that we work with, Trenton Animal Rocks, are right now trying to adopt out as many pets as we can.
And this is just, I mean, I guess a lot of people adopted pets, now they're surrounding them, and then I guess there's not the pool of people to take them again at this point. Is that kind of what the scenario is, sort of?
Absolutely, and we would encourage all viewers to sign on to TrentonAnimalRocks.org and come look at our pets and consider adopting out a new family member. But the city has been taken.
Right now we have no intake room, and because we have no. Yep, sorry. There's dogs in here. So because we have no intake room when animals come in, they have to do an intake here in the animal control officers space. We were supposed to be moving the animal control officers into either trailers or into another department, but they're still here, and so when dogs come in, they have to get vaccinated, they have to get scanned for a chip. That all has to happen here in this tiny space with people's desks. So that's problem 1. This is our second problem. So since the pandemic, we've had a huge influx of owner surrenders and strays that have come in off the streets, increasing. This is now a no-kill facility, so population has increased about 50%. So we see about 350 dogs a year and over 250 cats. The shelter has capacity for 20 dogs and 20 cats. So you can imagine that when we're doing no-kill, meaning that no animals are being euthanized for space, we are pretty much always at full capacity. So this is one of the cat rooms. It only holds about 10 cats. It is currently full. It's also not really a cat room. It is doesn't have a window. It doesn't have meeting room space. So when we do adoptions, there's really nowhere to do adoptions for cats at all. The only place to do adoptions for dogs are outside, which I can show you. So we have no inside space. So as it gets colder, we'll actually have no space to do meets for potential fosters and adopters. There's
You just started the show.
So this is once intake happens. This is the Trenton Animal Rock. So we have a new shelter manager. We also have a dog in here right now because we have no decompression space. Many of our dogs who come in here come in very anxious, especially owner surrenders. Typically a shelter would have an intake area or some type of area where the animal could decompress a bit. We don't have that, and so we bring them in our office to try decompress here. She was surrendered by her owner yesterday. Sabrina, you can let her go. It's okay. And she is so happy. You can see her eyes. This is all anxiety. So she's going to the vet. This is all we have for laundry facilities and dishwashing, which is done by our awesome volunteers and some staff. There's more cats back here, but again, not the best space. You're trying to hide. Not the best space for the animals. It's not, again, there's no windows. You can't do a meet back here, so all of the adoptions for the animals have to take place off site. That's Phoebe. Phoebes. Phoebes, you can be a star.
Yeah.
There's also no space for nursing animals, so we get a lot of pregnant cats, and they have to give birth in these cages. Oh, she might be feral. Oh no, that's an owner release. So I'll show you the kennels. They were just painted, and unfortunately they used. So this is where we feed the animals. We're feeding 40 animals a day. It's tiny. Squeeze in there if you want. So they just repainted the kennels. However, they need to be repainted again because they didn't use an adhesive paint, and it comes right off if you just like scratch at it. So normally the animals have access to the inside and the outside. While the paint was drying, they've been outside. And the outside runs are pretty much worse shape. So I'm trying to think, this is probably the better way to go. So we have 3 yards for beats. We're taking all the dogs out now from the outsides of their kennels. It's gonna get super loud as you walk by, but you're welcome to shoot them. Again, every animal that's here has to immediately go from intake to one of these kennels. There is no holding area where they can be assessed and vaccinated. That's done in the office. And then they immediately go into this, which is chaos. So you'll see. Oh, it's okay. What's the matter? Are you okay? Come on. Come on. What's the matter, buddy? It's okay. What's the matter? You got a cough? This is Ricky. Oh, she might bite you.
Hey guys, you're here with Director Lopez and Bureau Chief Munoz. Director Lopez, if council turns down the proposal for a second time for the trailers, what are you guys prepared to do?
Well, what we are prepared to do is have the 2 trailers delivered because we paid half already. The second part of payment is to provide the plumbing aspect so we can utilize that. We are overcrowded in the shelter as we speak now. So bringing the 2 shelters over, the 2 trailers over, we're going to have them occupying space, but we can't use it. And it's just going to sit there, but we're not going to allow it to sit in the place where it's at because we paid for it already. So that's what we're going to do, and we're really hopeful that City Council will approve for the 2 trailers, the payment for the 2 trailers on Thursday's meeting. Is very imperative that we do that. So we're talking about a community, we're talking about our animals, and we're also talking about our personnel needing the space to do what we need to do for our animals and our dogs and cats, and being able to provide the resources that is necessary. So I hope City Council is listening to this and really reconsider your vote on Thursday at City Council meeting and approve the $200,000 for the trailers for animal shelter. Thank you very kindly.
Spell your name and a title for me.
Jose Munoz, last name is spelled M-U-N-O-Z, Bureau Chief or Division Chief for the Human Law Enforcement Division.
Okay. I guess just talk about some of the conditions and the recent trends you're seeing here with the amount of animals being surrendered, I guess.
Yeah, we've noticed an influx of animals being dropped off and surrendered by owners, which is obviously causing a lot of stress on the shelter and the staff due to lack of space. So we're hoping to work with the city and the Trenton Animal Rock organization, who's been a great help in helping us place the animals in rescue and foster and such.
I guess, this is a new dynamic. You haven't really seen it like this before, kind of maybe pandemic-induced with the people that adopted a lot before during the pandemic and now surrendering them now, or what do you think the trends, what's causing it?
Yeah, I've noticed a pattern of that also. I guess the pandemic has affected so much, and families, try to take on the responsibility of taking or bringing a pet home and then realize that you can't deal with the responsibility due to the pandemic and such, and a lot of families are looking to relinquish their pets now.
Okay. And I guess, are people coming in and bringing them, or are you just finding them out in the city, people are just letting them loose, or what's the issue?
No, it's predominantly owner surrenders here at the shelter. We obviously will get our run-of-the-mill stray dogs running loose, but it's mostly just people or families dropping off their pets because they can no longer care for them.
I guess what message do you want out there for the viewers to know about, maybe adopt a pet or what they can do to help?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Visit Trenton Animals Rock on Facebook. Follow the social media and help us out with adopting a pet. As long as your family's ready for it, you can take on the responsibility. We'd love to have you and take on a pet.
So what I really want to address is the fact that this isn't just about the animals in the city of Trenton. This is about the people of the city of Trenton. And the people of the city of Trenton need this shelter to not just be a place where animals are abandoned and stray animals are taken. This should be a resource to the city. They should be able to be providing preventative things like parvo vaccinations, rabies clinics on a regular basis, and due to the space constraints, that is simply not possible. We could also be doing things like counseling owners to how to keep their dogs in their homes. If we are able to get them to come in and sit down, meet with us, open a pet pantry, which is also one of our goals at Trenton Animals Rock. We want people of the city of Trenton to have a shelter that is a resource to them, not just a place that is set back, that nobody goes to, that they think about as, you know, this terrible jail for animals. It is in fact so much more than that. We are staffed with an incredibly talented and dedicated group of people who are consistently out there trying to make lives better, not just for the animals, but for the people who love their animals who live in this city. So I really do hope that council will reconsider and make it possible for us to get these trailers here so that we can do more for the people that they were elected to serve.